a fly that's been sipping on a 2 liter drink. I need to just go pass out somewhere. But this is the Zaxby's Kickin Chicken Sandwich review. I didn't do it in there because it would have been really rude and disrespectful because I didn't like it. How did I come across even trying the freaking sandwich? I've never been to Zaxby's before. Here in, where am I? Valdosta. That's the only place I've ever been where I've known it. Maybe it was in Orlando. I don't know. But so probably certain parts of Orlando, not all parts. I went across the street with so many people. This place is so fucking busy, and I'm scared that if I go, somebody's not looking, it's gonna turn and hit me. So safe. I made it across the street. Felt like I made a home run to a next plate in baseball. So here's the deal, right? So the other day when I was craving steak really, really, really bad, I was like, I never tried Zaxby's before. I don't know where I would get. I shouldn't drink the soda. This is nasty. It's crushed pineapple. I bought a 2 liter from the dollar store because I was really thirsty, and I got a cup of ice at Zaxby's and I poured it in there. But so I asked, if you were at Zaxby's, what would you order? What do you recommend? And somebody on Whisper, excuse me, recommended the Kickin Chicken Sandwich. The picture that they posted to assimilate it was pretty similar. It's like a thick piece of bread with a bunch of butter on it, 3 chicken tenders, hot sauce, and some fake ass ranch dressing. I thought it was awful. And you know what made it even worse? What made me think it was even awfuler, even more awfuler, was the fact that for the past 2 days or so, I've been eating chicken tenders at home, air fried, and absolutely delicious. Oh, side note, remember when I told you I destroyed that macaroni and cheese because whatever, sounds like I'm product blaming, but the noodles or whatever was disgusting. It's the kind that you get free from food pantries. And I was like, I'm gonna find a way to convert it. I was gonna try to make it soup and something else. But what I ended up doing with it, excuse me, was making a dip, a buffalo macaroni and cheese dip that I dipped my chicken tenders in, that I made sandwiches with, and all of that, right? And it was delicious. I had so many variations of that I was snacking on while working and that type of thing. And then last night was a kicker. It was even the more bomb diggity because not only did I have some really good hot sauce on it, I had my macaroni and cheese buffalo dip that I made. It was so great. I think that's the concept about people. If y'all haven't heard the fad of people going to KFC and getting like a macaroni and cheese and getting chicken nuggets and then putting it all in the bowl and it's really good. I think that's what they were going for. It's delicious. But and it wasn't intentional. It was just that I didn't want to throw it away and I wanted to make something out of it. And also the popcorn balls that I started with that didn't turn out right at first. They turned out really good. You know what? All I did, and it was because it had an oil flavor because I had put too much oil when I made the popcorn and the popcorn was left over. Then I had a plastic bag in the fridge forever so you taste the oil. But so what it is popcorn, butter, marshmallows. Then I had Hershey's chocolate syrup. But what made it good was I got Smucker's caramel topping, and I put that on it. Remember Payless, y'all? No longer exists. I think it was here for a couple of days and stuff when I first moved to Valdosta a few years ago. The sign is still up though. But but yeah, so it was disgusting compared to what I made. But the popcorn balls, the Smucker's caramel sundae topping on top of it, great. Dump some nuts in it. It's just like was it Crunching Much or Fiddle Faddle? It's so good. But it's so sweet. I can't drink or eat. I'm saying drink because I got this in my hand. Eat too much of it, but it's really good. Yeah, so happy about that. What else? So yeah, that sandwich was awful, disgusting. But what it did for me, the positive thing about it, it reaffirmed that everything that I have, everything that I do, and any of us do, we can do it better on our own. I mean, and that sandwich was $6. I didn't want to spend it, but that was my splurge, my first splurge ever, just for a sandwich. And that was my first time there. And I felt bad because I guess the girl that took my order was a white girl. She then went on from there, and I told her, because I saw at first, my first thing was, how much is the chicken sandwich? Then I saw the sign. The sign said $7.69, and I was like, no, 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 no. And I said, how? And I said, I was like, can I help you? So I was going to ask you how much the chicken sandwich was, but I see that it's $7.69. And I said, is that for the sandwich only? She said, no, that's just a meal. I said, how much is the sandwich only? She says it's $5. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try it. So I was disappointed because it's not even a chicken sandwich. I mean, it is a chicken sandwich, but it's tenders. It's not like a chicken, a big. Like when you think of that, you would think of how when you go to Popeye's chicken or something like that, and the bread was disgusting. It was basically white bread that was aerated, so it looks thick, but it's not. It's white bread with some stale white bread at that, with some butter slapped on top. And you don't taste the butter. It's probably not even real butter. It's oily, but it was disgusting. So what I learned from this is valuing everything about you. I cook better than that. I make stuff better than that at home, you know. And then I would have been really mad if I had spent $10 on a whole meal. I would have been really mad. But, you know, so shout out to, I'm going to say with my Whisper friend. I don't know this person, don't know nothing about it because it's Whisper. People are usually anonymous on Whisper. And there's some good people on it. Like I said, it's a lot of like pedos and people selling themselves on there. But I just post randomly, like I post here. And there are some, to me, what seem like decent people that really they're just bored like me and just post something every now and then. Then for me, I used to use it to help me do things, you know, me be more productive, you know. Whenever I'll say, okay, next task this, next task that. It was getting annoying because I flooded the thing. It was just me. But when I'm not there, it's a bunch of those types of people that I'm talking about. But yeah, so I won't do it again. But the other thing, I learned so many lessons just from this Zaxby thing. One, everything that I do is better. At home, when I make it myself, is better. Absolutely better. Number two, don't be taking other people's recommendations because, you know, that's disgusting. I mean, who would think that stuff was good? That was nasty, okay? And it's given, you ever remember Nutty Professor? And when Eddie Murphy was talking about the rich, you know, whatever colored dummies, because he was like, they spent all this money on this stuff, and it ain't worth crap. And I even remember I had the same mind frame when I think about, you know, living in the hood. The hood is always right downtown by everything. Everything's in walking distance. And then you have people that live like 10 cartwheels away from the hood that spend 10 times as much, but they're still exposed to the same crime rate. You just have the quote unquote prestige of saying that you pay, which I think everybody's paying like a whole bunch of money now, but you saying that you pay this exorbitant amount, you know, a month to live where you live, you know, it's ridiculous. Same thing with cars. And this is what I learned too. My last experience, I'm gonna tell you guys, like, man, I always knew, and thankful to all my teachers, you know, that that were part of me being raised up, you know, whether they be primary school, high school, college professors. Thank you, because you guys took the time to tell us stuff that we needed to know. Like, don't ever buy no real car, no brand new car. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. And it was reaffirmed. Like I said, I've had so many different jobs in my life, reaffirmed by this past experience of you guys, people buying brand new fucking cars. You know how they tell you, just like with my raggedy old thing that I had that I love dearly, God bless her, and I'm sorry I wasn't able to keep you because some idiot T-boned us. But you know, people, when I wanted to get work done or, you know, had some maintenance to do, they were like, yeah, you should take it to the dealership versus taking it to some street mechanic, and probably a street mechanic, to be honest with you, if they're friends. Hey, sorry to invade your privacy. I'm just kind of chilling here. Hey, I hang out like that too. You know what I'm saying? So this is a good spot. And weekend ain't nobody bothering you, you know? Oh, I don't know what time it is, baby. I don't know exactly what time it is. Probably like 2 o'clock. It is 2 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's a good spot. But so we'll talk about that in a minute. But what I'm talking about was this, that um yeah, everything that you have on your own. But buying a new car, I would never do that. And they always told us, thank you. Again, college professors, because a lot of times when you get to college and university, you know, people want to feel like they have prestige because, oh, we're going to be making all this money. School I went to was down to earth, VCU, okay? And I went at the last minute because my mom didn't want us to go to college. Last minute, literally, that was the school still sending me paperwork like 2 days before the school season was about to start. So, and forgive the way that I speak, this is not a representation of VCU, not a representation of my teachers at Hampton High School, at Lindsay Middle School. None of my professors, the way that I talk it now is broken and it's stuttering, and not because of them, and not because of my upbringing. I just want to put that out there because my teachers were excellent. My mom is excellent. My dad, great guy, okay? It's just that what I've been exposed to is why I talk like this. Some of it's a little bit of trauma mixed in with being exposed to different people that speak different vernaculars and survival, you know, trying to blend in and fit in with those groups. So this is how I speak, okay? Will it always be that way? I don't know. You know, maybe if I get around some better people again, perhaps it'll change. I don't know. But it's not a reflection on that. You know, very, very good people at those places that I've been. Very educated people. So don't judge by the way you hear me speak. But yeah, so just the experience, I'm gonna tell you, the dumbest shit ever, you know, and then people would try to tell me, oh, you should take it to the dealership. And even regular people would say, oh, I always take my car to the dealership, no matter how old it is. And I sit and watch them because you're always gonna get the original parts and this, that, and the other. It don't matter. I've talked to so many people, I'm gonna tell you, in the last few weeks that, you know, they went to a dealership to get their shit fixed, came back, all kind of shits, warning lights and shits leaking and all, you know, hell no. Because they hire anybody like anybody else, you know, and nothing's guaranteed. It's the people. You get poor, sucky service anywhere depending on whatever. So whatever you can do for yourself, do that shit yourself, you know, if you can. Just like the issue with my computer. Oh, let's finish talking about customer service, right? Let's finish talking about customer service. So, and I don't know if y'all can hear me, and I did, when I tried to go back into record another live, I didn't know if the old one had stopped, so I did go back and listen, and these headphones are kind of bummy too. But here's the deal. So, about customer service, it sucks, okay? Across the board. If you get good customer service, you'll be fortunate, but that fortunate, you know, experience of you having that little bit of good customer service, it doesn't come with a cost, because without a cost, because a lot of people that work there don't have those good customer service skills. And if they see someone giving you good customer service, they're going to throw shade to the person giving you good service, okay? That person that gave you good service, their days are numbered. All right, so, you know, it's all BS. But, so yeah, so Zaxby, it sucks. So Whisper, whoever that person was on Whisper, and I'm going to do a short URL and post it in Whisper of the link. It was garbage, sir or ma'am. It was garbage. Complete garbage. You need to take yourself, and, you know, I don't promote any business, but go to the grocery store, buy you a bag of chicken tenders, okay? Get you some brioche hot dog buns or some kind of brioche buns or just any kind of bread, because that bread that they sold there, I might as well have found that on the side of the street somewhere. It was gross, gross. And what made me feel, and then they I didn't realize what they were trying to do. The girl that took my order, I just told her that I saw the $7.69, how much was just a chicken sandwich. I told her I was getting just a chicken sandwich, $5, right? Then as she's taking my order, she starts mumbling a whole bunch of stuff to me. You know, do you want such and such and such and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, ma'am, I didn't really understand her. I said, whatever comes with it, whatever doesn't have an extra charge, because I don't really know. You know, whatever comes with the chicken sandwich, that's what I take. You know, and I didn't know she was trying to ask me if I wanted the sauce on the side or what she was asking me. I don't know, you know. But come to find out, she was trying to ask me, did I want fries and all that stuff again? And I already told her, no, don't even want that sandwich. This was disgusting. Over $5. Nope. It was awful. Now, even Popeyes or whatever that have the decent chicken sandwiches, I really don't like to wouldn't spend that much either. But compared to that, it was definitely worth it, okay? So, no, definitely no. Crushed pineapple crush Anything crushed, I don't like any crushed drinks. They're disgusting to me. So no, but pineapple was even worse. I already knew it, but I was like, let me try. Maybe I'm mistaken. I was not mistaken. Also, another thing, watch out for yourself. Get a straw. The girl didn't give me a straw. I was drinking out this cup. That's not safe to do. You don't know where this cup has been. And maybe she wiped something on the edge of it just because she didn't like it. But I think I'm okay, except I have some phlegm. But that might just be something going on personally. I don't know. So that's that. Trying to drink everything in here so I can throw this cup away. But yeah, I would have been better off. I have a coupon through T-Mobile for $3, some kind of $3 pizza over at Little Caesars, even though I said I wasn't going to go again. That would have been a better use of it. But what I'm doing for the rest of the day, I didn't get the part. And then I was thinking about getting WD-40 too, to keep the wasp away. And WD-40 might actually help loosen up my bicycle chain. I should have got that while I was at Walmart. I'm not going back though. But the other day, I walked all the way back, further back, after looking for that piece. I did return the stuff and get it on a gift certificate. You know, I plan on buying a washing dryer anyway. I don't know if I'm buying from Walmart, but you know, I'll find something that I can get from Walmart. You know, groceries, something. I'll find something. I don't know, but it would probably be order some quote unquote business supplies, or if I could find bicycle stuff on Walmart, I could do that. But I'll find a use for it. I will. I know I will. Because there's so many things that, you know, between groceries, toiletries, tampons, you know, that too. Oh, what was I saying about customer service? Yeah, it all kind of sucked. I was watching TikTok a few days ago, and this girl was on there, and what she was talking about was, you know how your insurance, your vehicle insurance would offer quote unquote roadside assistance? She was saying it's all a scam, and she quit her job. She just quit her job because I guess she works from home, so you could tell she was chilling. And she was like, some lady called. It was in the middle of the night. Lady had 3 kids. Their car was on the side of the road, whatever. And she called for roadside assistance through her insurance company. So when she calls the place, she says they're all routed to one particular roadside assistance group, right? And she didn't name the name, of course, because to a certain extent, you don't want no liability. And maybe that's why I went through the legal thing, because boy, I got some stories to tell, you know, But she said, when you call there, basically they're asking you your location, are you safe, and blah, blah, blah. And then they look up and they see that you have coverage through your insurance company. And then they're like, oh, okay, you're covered. And so then it is the job, I've actually had this happen. It's the job of the person on the phone that took your call to call around to all the local tow truck agencies in your area and let them know that you're covered and tell them to go out and pick up your car. But what they don't tell you, it's up to those tow truck drivers' discretion as to whether or not they are going to pick up. And a lot of times what they'll say is, well, you have to pay me an extra $250 on top of that to come out because either it's bad weather or it's late at night or it's out of their way. And so the customer service representative that's on the phone will come back to you and say, oh, we couldn't locate anyone. Everyone in your area is busy. It's not the fact that they are busy. It's the fact that they don't want to come unless they get a little extra money on top, because they get paid through probably like a little teeny tiny amount through the insurance company, right? And it's deferred payment. They don't get it right then. They get it later, you know, whatever. And so she said she felt awful because she's lying to these people, saying that there's no one available, that they can't find anyone in the area. It's not that there's no one available and they can't find anyone in the area. But the situation is that those people, it's just like independent contractors, and they're hustling, you know. And I'm real curious to know what company is related to. It may be related to the police, I don't know, but I think the police use all different tow companies, and they just rotate out, right? So, a lot of times when you go to places and you're thinking, and she says, and then she gave the real tea. You like how it really goes, because I had a situation. We call in. My car was literally a mile and a half from my house. Even probably not even half a mile, a quarter mile. I could see my street from where I was. And she was like, it may be an hour. So they always give you an estimate of an hour. And I had times when they didn't show up till the next morning. But the secret about that is that, like I said, they say an hour, and then an hour passes, nobody comes. It's up to their discretion whether they want to come or not, pretty much. And so what I'm learning about service these days is basically people can do whatever they want to do before they at least hide it under the guise of, yeah, we're going to try to go through the company policy. Nah, the policy is that whatever it is they want to do is what they're going to do. On paper it may say something if you decide to take it up legally, but who's going to take it up legally? Same thing with human resources, jobs, all that. Oh, but this is the parking lot that I was in, by the way, when that guy approached me. This one, it was all empty though. This is all empty, and I was right about here. And so he must have been hanging out in this rubbish over here somewhere. I don't know. And this is where I started booking it over to walk through the drive-through where Wendy's is out to the other side. I showed y'all before. So he had to be just hanging out back here somewhere, waiting. Let me show you, back here somewhere, waiting for somebody to come out, walk past. Yeah, but customer service is a bunch of BS. Now, is the customer service itself BS? No, but the real companies that do it, sometimes you think you're calling somewhere, you're not really calling that place, and you're calling and you're just getting sent in circles and circles and circles and circles and circles. But yeah, about that new car thing, no, never about no new car. The stuff that people had problems with, this dumb shit, that you would think somebody that's a professional, the car's still leaking after they went to go they didn't have any problems, they just went for an oil change. The car, I can't make it up, Anything that you can do for yourself, do it. I don't put nothing past nobody. These are just jobs. These people don't really give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? They don't, And like I said, things are really compartmentalized. So if you're just a customer service person, you're just doing what somebody's telling you to do. You don't know that, when these people are trying to reach things to check status of this and the other, they're never going to get nobody, Now, sometimes you may, but then it all depends on the person that you deal with. Some people, they will never, ever be available by phone. Some people will be available when, they're supposed to be available when they can be, and then there are others that, intentionally rip people off, So whatever you can do for yourself, do. If you don't know, learn. Oh, I didn't tell you my personal experience. Remember when I told you the thing happened with Windows? And yeah, that job was fucking doing something with my system because the other thing, I'm just going to put it this way. If you work at home, and I've never had problems until this year. I've been working at home for quite a few years. But if you work at home and you notice your other devices that are connected to your internet start to act weird, let's say you have kids working on stuff and they're telling you that whenever the system is slow and this and the other, it's because they're doing shit with your system that shouldn't be, and you'll realize, after you stop working there, those other things will function properly. But yeah, just be mindful of that. Yeah. Oh, and I told you about the credit card thing, the debit card. So they're intentionally giving you bad service sometimes, just because, for no other reason than the fact that they can. And sometimes it's not the quote unquote customer service. Oh, I didn't tell y'all this about the computer thing too. When you call in, I always try to take down the date and the time and who I spoke with and their location, right? But come to find out, these people, and I've worked in call centers, whatever. You're supposed to, the reputable ones, you're supposed to use your name or at least have an ID number to identify you. But some of these places, like you call over to the Philippines and whatever else, back in the day, like maybe 10 years ago, they used to give real good service, better than American people. But people knew they were from the Philippines because they were so polite. And they probably were getting run over all day, all night, right? And so now what I learned was that when you call and you ask for somebody's name, and I know this sounds stupid, but you know, they may not give you a real name. But the expectation is that if they don't, that means they're doing something wrong, that they're supposed to give you the real name. But no, they can give you any name that they want to give you. And they can give you a different one each and every time if they wanted to. You know, they don't have like a name that they always use. So you don't know who you're talking to, you know. And I remember, because I asked because I was supposed to get my box or whatever. And FedEx be tripping too. They said they put it in my garage. I don't have a fucking garage, you know, for one. But so so when I try to follow up with that, again, I took the name of everybody I was supposed to, the date, time, what country they were from, and all of these people are from the Philippines, I know. But ooh, this bag is starting to get heavy. It gets heavy after walking a bit. Let me change arms. So when you see people that are always leaning over to one side, they're either homeless or have walked miles and miles with bags like I'm doing now. Speaking of which, I saw a commercial. I heard a commercial on the radio as I was walking about this woman. She was like, it was an insurance commercial, I think, and they were like, how she got into an accident. And you don't see her, do you think because she got into the accident now, Mary Jane, or whatever her name is gonna walk miles and miles to get her groceries? And I was thinking to myself, that's what I do. I walk miles and miles, and that's what's happening right now. This bag is so heavy, and I don't really have a lot in it. I have had a 2-liter soda, and I'm gonna tell you how much soda at restaurants is a rip off, right? Because I have a 2-liter soda in there, and literally I filled this cup up that had ice in it like 4 times with soda, and it's only taken. It hasn't even gotten part over the curved part at the very top where you pour the soda out from the bottom. So you really get ripped off. That's why, again, anything that you can make or create at home, you should. So yeah. But yeah, it's everything is a big rip off. That Zaxby sandwich was absolutely disgusting. It was awful. Especially thinking about how delicious my sandwiches were the past few days that I've been making out of my air fryer. And that whole bag of chicken tenders. You see how close that guy rode past me? He could have snatched my phone out of my hand. He was like, I could feel his air when he rode his bicycle past me. That's how close he was. So he could have clipped me or whatever he wanted to do. But that's not the same guy from the other day. And then there's kids. You know how I'm walking like 5-10 miles to get where I'm going? There's kids out here walking like that. Where are these kids' parents? There were boys in Walmart like that. And I was thinking to myself, where are these boys' parents? Nowhere. They're nowhere. They're just out here walking. But, you know, I think about my little brother. He was 9 years old. I remember being like 16 and at the mall. And my little brother was there. I'm like, how did you get here? Oh, I rode my bike. And, you know, when I look back at it, you know, my mom shouldn't have let him just be that far out where rode his bike. Oh my gosh. So, anyhow, these are somebody's children. Just walking down here by themselves. Just walking. So I think I had another stop or two that I was supposed to be looking. Maybe I will make the stop real quick. I don't know. I should, since it's on the way home. I didn't make the other stop back here. There's a furniture store, but I'm too far past. I'm not going back now because it's too far. You see, it's way across there. That's almost like 0.10 miles. I'm not going. I'm not going back there. This is not the same guy though, but I hope he don't come over here like. But he is driving and riding around in circles like the other dude was. But it's not the same guy. The other guy was darker, more of a rich brown color. And see, that's the thing to watch out for, though. Also, because when I was at Walmart and that guy asked me for the time again, um, I gave it to him. And again, I feel like, remember I told you about like demons and about transference of spirits. He said the same thing, you know, what time is it? So I gave him the time, and I should not have. I think, I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't have. Because it takes you time to actually have to go and look at the time. So I shouldn't do that. And I need to be careful too, because they didn't used to sit out there like that. Now they are. So yeah, if I use my gift cards, I'm gonna have to use them on the internet, because I'm not coming back out here no more. I don't think there's no reason for me to be out here, except if I'm going to the Dollar Tree. Yeah, I don't need to be out here. I'm done. But I do need to get the washer and dryer for real. So, and I could probably get another type of space heater from Walmart. But again, like I said, delivery is probably going to be my best option now, for sure. I think so. But that's what I'm going to look up when I get home. Bicycle chains. And I didn't get the drill. Like I said, Harbor Freight had it. But the way that guy acted, it made me not want to go back in there, because if I purchased that too, I should have went ahead and purchased it though, because you have 90 days to return. So if I purchased it and it didn't work out, I could have returned it. And their return policy is more generous, I think, than Walmart. But I don't know. I haven't tried to use my manual tools at home again. So I'll try that first. And if that doesn't work out, then I'll kind of move on from there. This is the deep dark. Oh, I didn't show y'all the deep dark alleyway. This is a shortcut I would have taken had that man not accosted me on the bike. Which the kids just went through the shortcut themselves. And even through daylight, it's still not really safe. Yeah, but I'm going to keep that lesson that I learned today. Do not try something. Anything that you can do yourself, do it. Do not go out to eat, period. Your stuff at home is so much better. Don't go out to eat. Don't be asking anybody for any recommendations. Don't do it. Because that was awful. That was awful, awful, awful. And the bad thing about it was then there was a black girl, and I guess she was trying to give me good customer service, which is awesome. You know, because when I mentioned it was my first time, she was like, "Oh, this is your first time?" I was like, "Yeah." And then I was at the table. The tables were all dirty, by the way. And I'd asked for extra napkins so I could wipe the table off, but I ended up just sitting there. And I had my 2-liter soda, and I had ice in here, and I had gotten water from the water machines. And I realized, hey, I got the soda. It would be lighter if I drank some of this soda. So I did that. And there was a white family. Like an old Billy Bob type man and his wife and 2 kids, and they were sitting there. And the man was just staring at me when I pulled out my 2-liter incredulously. And I looked at him and I just laughed. And I continued to pour my soda. You know, it was, I don't know why it was funny to me, but it was. So, and it was great. I poured my soda, put it back in my bag, drank some, poured some more, put it back in my bag. That reminded me of when I first moved to Valdosta. Like, I used to love the Chinese buffets, because just like the average black person regarding, I don't know what it is, shrimp ain't nothing but roaches of the sea. But I like shrimp when I season it correctly. But at the buffets, they never have them seasoned. You know, so what I did was I went to Walmart and bought like some sticks of butter and some Old Bay. And what I did was took a little bit of the hot bowls with the soup, and I melted my butter in it and seasoned it up, and would dip my shrimp in there. Yeah, I'm bold. And I enjoyed it. It was great. So that's that. Yeah, it's the audacity. Almost home. Almost. Kind of out of breath. And I plan to do some chair exercises today, if I can. And ironically, when I left Harbor Freight, I was over at Walmart. That same man and his girlfriend that tried to run me over happened to be there too. So that's the same thing. You look at people and you laugh, but basically you all are doing the same thing. You know, we are going the same way. you know. So with that. So how's my energy level? Like I said, when I first left the house, I was soaring through the universe. Then that guy with that car knocked me down. Back to regular, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, I wasn't any longer soaring through the universe with my energy. I was like at a 10, 10 and a half, 11. Now my energy is like paralleled, meaning that it's still a good 10 and a half. Even through all the experiences, the grocery store experience, it still remained a 10 and a half. I still felt good about that. The Zaxby's experience, that's when it starts to split, because I'm still at 10 and a half for my energy, but for my acknowledgement and wisdom of the world around me, that dropped that down. That's like a regular old 10, because, you know, that shit is a ripoff. Biggest ripoff ever. Biggest ripoff of all. And I'm not gonna, I said I was gonna post a short URL to Whisper because of that, to do the review of that chicken, but I'm not, because I'm rambling too much. So this goes into everything that doesn't have anything to do with that. Could I use the view time? Yeah, but I'm not that desperate. It's like, you know, I'm not desperate for view time. View time is nice to have, but not at any cost, at any means necessary. No, I'll be okay. If somebody happens upon it or intentionally looks me up and see this long ass vlog, then fine, I can deal with it. Okay, let me check, do a verbal check of my health stats. I'm okay. I'm hot now because it's good. The heat has come up a little bit. If I had bought my camping chair, would I sit? No. I think I'm gonna make it all the way home. Will I stop by the swings on the way home? I don't know. Don't know if I'm gonna do that. I usually do. But I think I probably will need to sit somewhere and pause for a minute or two just to catch my breath. I don't think that store that I was looking at, I need to check my gift cards when I get home too, to make sure that the correct amounts were added. They should be okay. But I wonder what happens if, because, you know, with customer service sucking so bad, what happens if they didn't? What happens if it's not there? You know, what do I do then? I guess they would have to pull out the cameras and watch. But yeah, customer service sucks. The world kind of sucks. You have to, everything that you can do for yourself, do it yourself and keep positive about it, because when you understand, you know, that it's not, like I said, not individuals, not particular companies, but, you know, it's the actual energy of negativity and whatever. But anyways, I'm hot. I'm going to go back to listen to my music. I'm tired now because the bag is heavy and it's on my shoulder. So my spirit is not soaring through the universe. It's more like if you guys ever saw that portrait, and I posted like my rendition of it, my photographic rendition of it, as well as my attempt to artistically remake it, you know, after my own kind, where there's an angel who's reaching towards the heavens, right? But her ankle is shackled to the earth. You can see her out in space. It's all blackness around her. But when you see her ankle, just as she's reaching out with one arm to the heavens, you see her, ooh, this shade feels good. But you see her one ankle shackled, and the other end of that shackle goes all the way down to the earth, and she's shackled to the earth. You know, that's how I feel. This bag has got me shackled and weighed down. In other news, I'm a little disappointed, but when you're disappointed in things, you're really disappointed in yourself. This place right here was a restaurant or nightclub that was opened up briefly, and they were struggling a little bit and trying. I wish I was doing well enough to support it, but you know, but you know with me. But I would have. This is the type of place I really, really love. It says Sip Bar and Grill, and they were open for. They were closed when I came here for 2 years, and then somebody must have bought it and tried to get it going and opened it up. It was open for a few months, and live jazz and blues played weekly. I wish to God, that I was doing okay. If I was doing okay, I definitely would have been hanging out here like it was the thing. You know what I'm saying? Even if just to order food, they didn't have a website. And see, this is what I'm talking about. When you complain about other people's stuff, what was I doing? But they didn't have a website, so I could at least just see what food had, and at least just support by picking up food because you got to eat. But yeah, so we get together. Now they have signs up. It looks like they're real building something. It says El Paso, so maybe it's gonna. And there's another restaurant here that's real nice. I think I passed it away back, but it don't look nice now. This looks a whole lot worse. I guess because they're gutting it out and putting it back together. Um, but I think it used to be a Hispanic place, but it's something different now. But yeah, there's a lot of places in Valdosta that's really just empty. You know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop somewhere. If I did have my chair, I would stop now. One of my shoulder with all this bag on it really is kind of hurting. Now this is how accidents happen. Okay, so this white car, y'all can't see. White car and truck coming out at the exact same time. And, you know, I don't know what they were thinking. Why were they both coming out on the same side at the same time? But luckily the truck stopped and tried to bum rush his way through and blew and let the other guy go through. But yeah. Whew. Yeah, this is a good little walk. I'm good now. When I get home, I'll be okay. But I'm a little out of breath now, just because of the heat and the bag. Without the bag, I'm okay. But with this bag, because it has relish, pickles, pickled red peppers, a couple of bottles of A1, a 2 liter, some mango Italian ice, which is probably melting now, but I ain't even thinking about it until I sit down somewhere. Um, you know, basically that's all I can remember that I have in there. As far as it's just a bunch of condiments, but glass jars and stuff are heavy. So okay, I think I'm good now. I can shut up for a minute. I'm good.